Champion speakers sponsor the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship coverage.
It's the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship. Heroes from the world of sport, golfing legends and some famous faces are gathered again for 2 days of fast, fun, short game golf. And here's your host, Len Goodman.
Here we are again at Nalcott Hall for some very special golfing action. It's a highlight of my golfing calendar. I love it here. From the abundant bunkers, water everywhere, and then of course you've got those very tricky greens. There's always something here to test every golfer's mettle and my patience. Welcome to the 86th Farm Foods British Par 3 Championships here at Nalcott Hall in Warwickshire. Hey! In today's show, it's the turn of the celebrities and amateurs to take on this challenging Cromwell course. And here is Simon Golding to tell you more.
Thanks, Len. Coming up on the show, a star-studded cast of celebs from film, TV and the sporting world take part in 2 days of highly competitive short game golf. They'll be teamed up with amateurs as they face this immensely challenging course, and the Cromwell can strike fear into the heart of even the finest pro.
That fourth hole's got my number, I tell you. I haven't had par on it for the last probably about 10 times I've played it, so hopefully this week.
I've just spoke to Richard O'Hanlon, who's won it a couple of times, and said it's the toughest par 3 course you're ever likely to play.
Even when I've played with the pros, they've just said how difficult it is. If you don't hit it in the right spot or you miss the green in the wrong area, pretty much that's it.
There's a bit of swirling wind as well, so you're over clubbing, under clubbing, so it's a technical little course, so it's great.
3 years ago I had a hole-in-one. For the last 3 years beyond that, I haven't hit the green. That just shows you exactly what number 4's like.
The pros struggle. So for us mere mortals, you think you've hit a great shot and then next minute it's in a bunker, trying to get up and down for par. Greens which slope off both sides. My chipping's not the best, so then you've got to chip and then you chip it to the other side of the green, and it is a brilliant test of golf.
It just shows you how easy football was, because the British Par 3 is really tough, very tough, but it's really enjoyable, fantastic.
Well, that's the viewpoint from the pros and the celebs. Let's take an aerial tour of the challenge that is the Cromwell course at Nalcott Hall. The Cromwell course has been nominated once again by the World Golf Awards in the Best Par 3 category and presents a fantastic challenge for amateurs and pros alike. The first hole is called the Warren, 116 yards to the long narrow green with runoff bunkers on the right and left. The second is Rodie's Bank, 114 yards and statistically the easiest hole on the course, but the water hazards at the front of the green are waiting for those who come up short. Hole 3 is Woosey's Pond, named after the 1991 Masters champion Ian Woosnam-OBE. It's a 125-yard carry across the lake to the green, with bunkers at the back if you get a little bold. Hole 4, Shrimps Isle, named after Solheim Cup captain Alison Nicholas, is just 95 yards, but it's the one the pros fear most. Precision distance control and shot placement is key here, or you'll be in big trouble at Little Shrimps. Hole 5 is called Needle's Eye at under 100 yards, but the challenge here is to thread the eye of the needle between the big trees that guard the front of the green. Hole 6 is dedicated to British Par 3 host and two-time major winner Tony Jacklin's CBE. The two-tier green adds a degree of difficulty, and for many players the beautiful Jacklin Falls that can be their downfall. The 7th is Nalcote Falls, the second longest hole on the course, and the pros will tell you it's a tough one. Heading back towards the clubhouse, the tricky tiered island green has water all around. Hole 8 is 106 yards, patrolled by Sam Torrance's twin oak trees. So an ability to shape the ball past the foliage to the tiny raised green is the perfect shot. Miss it though, and you'll miss out. And finally, hole 9, Mooley's Bridge, is named after double British par 3 champion Mark Mouland. It's the longest hole on the course at 146 yards, and it's a proper grandstand finish with a very narrow raised green surrounded by hazards. It's Nalcote Hall's 21st anniversary for holding the British Par 3 Championship, and another terrific crowd has gathered here to watch all the action, meet the celebrities out on the course, and get face to face with the stars at the Q&As in the tented village.
People say to me, why don't you do television anymore? I said, because I can't cook.
The players will go twice around this 9-hole course, the best 2 Stableford scores per team counting on each hole. And there are individual celebrity and team prizes to be won. Teams go head-to-head in the 2 celebrity amateur golf days, with a stunning field of actors, athletes, singers, footballers, rugby players, cricketers, and even world-class golfers looking to take the top team honours. Prizes are awarded to the winners at the gala dinner, and amongst the glitz and glamour, the annual auction will be raising money for the Rainbows Hospice for children and young people.
Final time, so it's yours. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, let's get cracking with the golf. Whoa, come on.
Time now to get out onto the Cromwell course and catch up with the action on day 1 of the Celebrity Amateur Golf Day. It's a shotgun start and a bit of a wet start for the early teams. Former amateur, now turned pro and having a great senior career, Gary Wolstenholme, MBE, on the 7th for Team Farm Foods 1. And all the golfers have got the same problem today, swirling winds around the Cromwell course to contend with. And some friendly rivalry over on hole 4. This is Team Farm Foods 2 with Irish golf pro Mark Murphy. He's their celebrity. On the tee, Adam Nelson attacking one of the trickier holes on the course here, and that'll do nicely. Beautiful control. Now, on this course, height is your friend, but with that wind swirling around, you've got to be absolutely spot on with your iron play. And that is wonderful distance control from Murphy. Back to Farm Foods 1 at the 7th, and Gary Wolstenholme to put more points on the card. Yeah, nicely rolled in. Very solid putt from a very good golfer. Now, one of the advantages of having a pro as your celebrity player is that wealth of experience they bring to managing the course and the greens. Valuable advice for Adam Nelson here. Can he convert? This for 3 points then. And there you go. Exactly where Mark Murphy told him to put it. Right in the middle of the hole. And if the irrepressible Mr. Murphy can roll this in, which he can, Team Farm Foods 2 heading to a decent score after just 6 holes. Now, our on-course reporter Roger Hammett caught up with record-breaking cricket all-rounder Franklin Stevenson on the first few holes of his round today with Team Sparks.
Franklin, welcome to the wonderful English weather. What do you think of this?
I was very hopeful, actually. I got my sunglasses out, and I took my coat off just now, but I've got to go get it back, I think. We had a bit of a tough start, actually. We started the 3 toughest holes on the course this morning. That's 7, 8 and 9. Well, we're looking forward to the next 6 to make up on a couple that we've dropped.
Yes, not the course, though, where you can easily make up points, but Franklin knows that. Been playing here for a long, long time at the British Par 3 Championships. And just rolls that one in for a point. Now, if you look on the left-hand side of your screens behind the willow tree, that's Team Britvic in there. They've all hit wayward tee shots, including one in the water for their celebrity, Olympian Derek Redmond. Playing his second shot with a putter from the light rough, though, is Andrew Perry. Very, very well done. Goodness me. A cherry from Perry, ladies and gentlemen. A stunning net eagle for 4 valuable points and a very happy Andrew. Right, let's hear from Derek.
What's more terrifying, waiting for a starting gun in one of your athletics races or standing on the first tee?
Standing on the first tee. Well, not without a question of a doubt, because I knew what I was doing when I was running, so that wasn't so bad. But here, you're just thinking, these people watching, am I okay? Is the grip right? This, that, and it's just too much going through your mind. Definitely a lot more nerve-wracking than running a race. Do you know what? It's such a difficult course. Every time I speak to people and say, oh yeah, I'm playing in a British par 3, they go, oh, is it a pitch and putt? No, it's not. The pros turn around here and say, this is a tough course. Yeah. And if they're saying it's tough, it must give you a bit of an idea of the condition that they get it in here at Nelcut Hall. It's just unbelievable. It is a tough little course.
On the second tee, former Nigerian international and West Brom footballer Peter Odemwingie. And he struck that one nicely. Now needs a little bit of help here from the course and gets it from Roadies Bank at the back there. Full advantage taken and set up an opportunity for birdie points there for his team, the Social Golfer. 6th tee, Team Farm Foods 3 and Peter Baker, former 3-time winner on the European Tour. And very nicely onto the dance floor. Back to hole 2, the Social Golfer, long birdie opportunity for Roger Hercombe. If you're wearing shorts like that, Roger, you've got to hole it. Well played, my son. Wonderful stuff. The most successful team in modern British par 3 history, the Social Golfer, and you can see why with putts like that. Peter Odemwingie, birdie opportunity to add to his team's impressive total. Beautifully holed, very confident putt, and that certainly pleased team captain Ian Halliwell.
Now, Peter, you scored loads of goals in your football career. I mean, what's more exciting, scoring a goal or getting a really good shot in golf?
Oh, I think it's a close one here. I love the goal and the reaction from the fans, of course. But yeah, holding a good putt for birdie is as exciting as that, I'll say.
Former England cricketer James Taylor on the 7th tee. Fantastic batsman, unbelievable close-in fielder. Forced into early retirement due to his heart condition. But England cricket still making full use of his knowledge of the game. He's now a selector and loves his golf.
Welcome. What do you think of the course?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's great fun. I mean, the greens are tiny. Makes it, you have to be on your game, put it like this. If you miss the greens, you'll penalise big time. But beautiful, great crowd, decent weather. Hopefully the rain stays away.
Has playing golf made up for the premature end to your cricketing career?
Yeah, it's brilliant because it's the one sport I can play. I took it up 2.5 years ago when I finished playing cricket, and I'm addicted, to say the least. It's a brilliant release for me. If I couldn't play golf, there's not a lot I can do, so it's brilliant. I love it.
Fantastic all-round sportsman. And James has found a sport that he can excel at once again. Tidy golf there on a tricky hole from James Taylor. More good points for his team. That's all for part 1. Coming up after the break here on Sky Sports, lots of birdies.
First birdie of the day.
And we'll crown our first celebrity amateur golf champions.
Great shot. Champion Speakers sponsor the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship coverage.
Welcome back to the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championships.
It's the conclusion of the first Celebrity Amateur Golf Day here at Nelcut Hall, and our on-course reporter Roger Hammett caught up with some celebrity sports stars on the practice green before they started their rounds.
So in terms of nerves as a sportsman, I mean, what's more scary, the whistle starting a football game or standing on the first tee?
No, I put 100, 200,000 people and take a penalty in front of them, not a problem at all. Put, 3 people behind the tee at the first tee of any golf event, and it's weird how mentally golf is so much more difficult than football, in my opinion. So always very, very nervous.
I don't mind an audience, just not so close as this. Normally you prefer them in seats when you're throwing a rugby ball that can't hurt anyone, whilst it's a little bit unnerving looking down that gauntlet, but look, I'm sure you know, the natural athlete in me will kick in. But no, I am excited. You know, I can tell I'm a little bit nervous, but hopefully, you know, I can use those nerves.
I've been hooked by the game for the last 15, 20 years. Love the game. Unfortunately, I've got a handicap of 7, which says I can play golf, but you never know who's going to turn up until you get to the first tee. So fingers crossed, it's good John as opposed to left John, right John. This is about how good is your short game. Can you play those little chips? Because these greens are upturned saucers, so you've got to learn how to play those little delicate little punch and runs or flops, and I'm no good at either. So, so this should be very interesting.
Yeah, looks like good John has turned up today though. The swirling wind just pushing that tee shot a little long. But he's a low handicap golfer, is John Regis. And he's a lot better than he was telling us in that interview. Skills, brilliant. So a tap-in par for John and his team, Hayne Daniels. Once again, points on a day like today, valuable. And John Regis contributing his fair share. Well played. Hole 9 and Team Young Seafood Limited and their celebrity in the red cap, former England cricketer Andy Caddick watching on. On the tee, Mike Woodford. Good strike. That's flying beautifully through the wind. What a shot. Well, it doesn't get much better than that. Wonderful birdie opportunity for Mike. Gary Wolstenholme, seniors player at the mighty 8th. Torrance's Twin Oaks. Got to fashion the ball past the trees that protect this green. He's done it beautifully. Oh, using the breeze as well just to bring that ball in. That's superb course management from Gary. And back to that birdie opportunity for Mike Woodford. It deserves it after the tee shot, and he's nailed it. Good points for Young Seafood. And back to another birdie opportunity, this time for Gary Wolstenholme after that fabulous tee shot at 8. Taking a while to read this putt. Knows it's going to move. Nicely done. Gary Wolstenholme walking the walk. Time now for him to talk the talk about his love affair with par 3 golf.
Gary Wolstenholme, after seeing you on the European Tour, this is a very different environment for you to be playing in, isn't it?
It is, but it's still very competitive and incredibly tough test of golf, but it's a lot of fun.
I mean, did you ever imagine when you were playing in the Walker Cup teams that you'd be playing in the competition on a course like this?
Well, I always hoped I would, because to me, short game is what it's all about, and this tests your short game to the extreme. But you know what Rick Cressman's done here and what Champions have done to create this sort of an event, I think there should be more of this type of golf. I think it's the future, a bit like 2020 cricket.
Huge name in the world of golf, Michael Campbell, the celebrity pro for Team Champions UK PLC. Birdie opportunity on the 7th. And they continue to attack the top of the leaderboard. I think Michael Campbell getting to grips finally with the Cromwell course. It's beaten him up a couple of times. Also smiling at the 3rd, former Manchester United defender David May. Collected a number of trophies at Old Trafford during his 9-year spell. And it's another terrific shot. I think he's chasing more silverware here today on the Cromwell. On the 5th, Team Frenary Foods, supported by their celebrity, ex-Strictly Pro James Jordan. This is Ross Elworth on the fringe, lining up a ridiculously long outside chance. He struck it beautifully. It's tracking. James Jordan likes it. And why not? Straight in to the heart of the hole. And that'll be Ross's shot of the day. And now Jordan, from far closer, has to try and follow him in to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Well played, James. He's turned into a very, very good golfer as James Jordan. Back to the 3rd, and those of you that remember David May's uncompromising defensive style, I bet he's got his socks rolled down under those trousers. And he's certainly got his teeth into this tournament. And in some really, truly testing conditions today, David May has played some lovely short game golf. 2nd, Scottish football legend Alan McInally, now Sky Sports pundit, been an a regular, ever present at the British Par 3 Championships, and he always turns on a show. Great shot, Big Al. Tom Shanklin for par. At the second for McCain Foods. Nice strike. Crowd thought that one was in, and I think Tom fancied it as well, but has to settle for a par. Back to the second, back to Alan McInally, birdie opportunity. Get in. He shoots, he scores.
First birdie of the day.
Good golf, and let's be honest, no British Par 3 Championship programme would be complete without a word from the big man.
What Rick Cresman has done here at Neilcoat Hall with the upkeep of the course and trying to make it, you know, as playable for the pros when they come, so they enjoy it as well, regardless of the trickiness and the quirkiness of the course. Also, I'd said to people, you only really go, I don't know, what are we, 200, 300 yards from the hotel itself, so we're in the gardens. It is beautiful, very nice, but boy is it difficult.
Team champion speakers, and Len Goodman on the tee at the third. Look at that wind. Just blowing the golf ball around, and he's done very, very well with that. Just on the fringe, and he's given himself a chance, and with his long short game, I fancy Len to get that. Sean Bye from Team Britvic struck well, straight in. Wonderful birdie. So good points on the scorecard from Sean, playing alongside celebrity Derek Redmond today, who rather unusually was wayward off the tee. Derek then looking to redeem himself. That is a nice up and down after that tee shot.
Hope you got that one.
Yeah, we got that one, Derek.
Got that one in without the shank.
But I forgot that we weren't supposed to mention the tee shot. Sorry, mate. Now, Len Goodman, master of the dance floor and also master of the ridiculously long putt, followed by unbelievable celebrations. Oh, not to be.
Len, how's your game going this afternoon?
It started off terrible. Terrible first hole. Terrible second. Not bad third.
Yeah.
Now I just had a par. So
you're dancing.
Things can only look better, right? Yeah.
I mean, looking behind you at this next hole, you've got to be straight on this one, haven't you?
Well, this is the worst hole on the course because if you're a bit short, you go in that bunker in the front. Tad long and you're out of bounds. Left, you're on the railway tracks. Right, you're wherever. Yeah, no, it's this course. You look at it on 115 yards, 120 yards, 97 yards. You think this is easy.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the hardest easy course ever invented.
Absolutely, Len. Rick Cresman making grown men and women cry for years and years here at the Cromwell. Now Adam Nelson with a bit more information from Mark Murphy ahead of his tee shot. And whatever he's telling Adam, he's working. Beautiful. Former Welsh international rugby player Tom Shanklin at the 8th, playing for Team Margaret's Wealth Management, was telling us earlier in the day that he's very, very nervous about his debut at the championship. Doesn't look it. Playing some good golf. Now Adam Nelson for yet more points for Farm Foods 2. In it goes. Mark Murphy's protege playing some very good golf today. Thumbs up for the pro. Now Neil Back, MBE, won the Rugby World Cup with England back in 2003. Loves his golf, but loves all the sports that he's been involved with over the years.
I played a lot of golf as a youngster and then a lot of cricket, and cricket spoils your golf because it's always with a bent arm, so I have to concentrate. I think my whole approach today was different because I got here late. I was told it was delayed, raced down the fairway, the team are waiting, and then literally a second later we teed off. So I had no time to think about it. I think that's a clue for next time. We wish England obviously well for the upcoming Rugby World Cup, but I just want a Northern Hemisphere team to win it and join our 2003 troops.
Wonderful memories from 2003, and yes, we wish the boys luck. All of the nations heading out to the World Cup. Team Meadowvale Holdings, though, need a few points from Neil, and that's a decent tee shot. 7th hole, Jack Hayes of Team Champions Speakers. Just a couple of holes left to play. Points required, and that's a beautiful tee shot, and that should be a birdie for Jack. Back to Neilback. And a decent putt. Nice birdie for a net eagle, and his team will be thanking him for that. And so to the conclusion of the first Celebrity Amateur Golf Day. Towards the end of the round, the top of the leaderboard was very congested, with several teams all within shooting distance of the title, including Len Goodman and his Champions Speakers team. The Champions UK team of John Hayes, Andrew Thurkill and Paul Bresniam and their celebrity pro Michael Campbell scored consistently well. Birdies like this one from Andrew Perry of Team Britvic kept them near the top of the leaderboard and battling it out with Mark Murphy's team, Farm Foods 2. The individual celebrity title was claimed by former Man United player David May. He scored 35 points with a strong back nine, including this fantastic birdie on the 6th hole, beating our very own Len Goodman into second place with 34 points. So confirmation of the result with Champions UK PLC in 4th on 79 points. Tied in second place were Britvic and Farm Foods 2. And Len Goodman and Champion Speakers were top of the leaderboard in the Celebrity Amateur Team Competition for day one. Just 1 point clear on 81. The first Celebrity Amateur Trophy of this year's tournament goes to Champion Speakers. Congratulations to Jack Hayes, Mark Gretorix, Fergus Gallagher and Len Goodman. Coming up after the break, we'll have the best of the second day's Celebrity Amateur Golf Day action, right here on Sky Sports.
Champion Speakers sponsor the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship coverage.
Welcome back to the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championships.
Coming up, a second fantastic day of celebrity amateur golf on the Cromwell course to finish this week of tournaments at Nalcott Hall. During the middle of the week, the focus is on the stunning field of pros gathered to compete for the Bobby Jones Trophy, the British Par 3 Championship title and the winner's cheque for €50,000. 2018 winner Stephen Tiley led at the start of play, but missed a crucial putt on the 18th. To finish joint runner-up with Paul Lawrie OBE. Jarmo Sandelin jumped to the top of the leaderboard with a hole-in-one on the 8th, and then played a confident and calm round to finish at 8 under par and claim his first British Par 3 title and his first championship win in 18 years. And a special mention for Lee Slattery, who hit this hole-in-one on the 4th on day 2 of the pro competition.
It's probably the trickiest hole on the golf course, but they've been quite generous with the pin position today, so we can use the slope as a bit of a backstop. You've still got to hit the perfect shot though, so there's bunkers everywhere. But it was just the most perfect shot, landed 10 feet past the pin, spun back, and never looked anywhere else when it started rolling down the slope. It's a perfect prize and a perfect day, great company, doesn't get any better really.
The amateurs also play a starring role at Nalcott Hall as the single-figure handicappers compete for the Norma C. Hurd Silver Salver, which this year was claimed by Matt James with a great score of just 6 over par. Finally, top honours in the Pro-Am belonged to Penny Dawson and Jarmo Sandelin, winning the team title on countback with a score of 14 under. Time to get back to the action now and the last day of tournament play here at the 2019 Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship. Heavy rainfall overnight delayed the start of play and the organisers put measures in place, including reducing the round to 9 holes to enable the competition to proceed. Tournament starter Peter Coles explains.
So when we got here at 6:30 this morning, we walked the course and the bunkers had taken a lot of water. The course does drain quite well actually, and within 30 minutes of the rain stopping, the course is looking pretty good, but the bunkers are really the issue. And so we've made the simple decision really to take the bunkers out of play, which means we've made them ground under repair. It's a normal GUR situation. He's probably still going to play over the bunker, but he takes the ball out of the wet bunker.
unfortunately heavy downpour during the night, but the course has held up very well, and bit of wind, so that'll add to the drama, I'm sure, today.
And what's your reaction to the news that the bunkers are out of action?
Well, pleased in some ways, but looking at where some of the bunkers are, I don't think dropping in the grass is going to make life any easier. So I think it's, as we all know around this course, you have to hit the green. So fingers crossed, and hopefully that can be done.
Stevie Staunton, former Celeb winner, with his usual pragmatic approach to playing on the Cromwell course. And he's fashioned himself a cheeky little shot there to try and save par. Former Wales rugby international Nicky Robinson playing for Team Mars Wrigley today. Fine tee shot from him. Look at that, bit of spin as well, bit of chubby checker. Wonderful stuff at the fourth. Sets up a possible birdie there. Now back to Team Whitby Seafoods and Steve Staunton. No, that was his get out of jail putt, but didn't quite work, so a few points slipping away there. And not looking likely to defend his title. Back to Southport, Nicky Robinson trying to roll this in for a birdie. No, just getting away from him, and it's been that sort of day. Nearly, but not quite for a lot of players here at the Cromwell course. And from rugby to cricket, our on-course reporter Roger Hammett caught up with former England fast bowler Steve Harmison, visiting Nalcott Hall for the first time.
Lovely little place, first time I've ever been, and yeah, they're all tight holes, but I think the rain's just helped a little bit for the receptor for the greens. I seen the scorecard, seen the yardage, but you know with the yardage is like that, there's always going to be some danger, so that didn't disappoint. There is loads of danger here, and I think I've played 2 holes already, and I've lost 1 ball, and I don't think I've got a point yet, so fingers crossed.
Yes, he's had a few warnings for overhead height today as Mr. Harmison. Let's see if he can control this one. It's a clean strike, so it's going to spin. Oh, no, just hangs on to it. Good shot at a tricky hole. On the first, the Cairns Cup team with golf trick shot maestro David Edwards. So close, but yet so far. Just going to be a par then for David. And those wonderful trousers, the sartorial elegance of Mr. Edwards. Steve Harmison, always tricky coming out of the fringe and then onto the dance floor, and that's absolute perfection in terms of judging the pace. He'll take that. Things starting to come together for Steve Harmison. So tapping for par, more points for the team. And if we go again to the first, Team Inspirational Magazine on the first green with Luke Turbot. Birdie opportunity is grabbed with both hands. And after that bad weather overnight, the sun has got its hat on once again. And playing alongside Luke, their team celebrity, former X Factor contestant James J, who will no doubt be singing his praises back in the clubhouse. Team Tiger Foods at hole 8. And on the tee, their celebrity, former Premier League manager David Moyes. Something of a charge, only dropping a single shot on the last 5 holes, so that scoreboard ticking over nicely. And David keeping the travelling fans happy, and our on-course reporter Roger took a stroll with him down the fairway.
You said you would only talk to me if you did a good shot. That was cracking.
Correct, and I hope you caught it in camera.
Oh, we did. I mean, is this typical of your play at the moment then?
No, not really. It's not typical of my play. But I've actually played quite well in the first 3 or 4 holes here, so I'm doing okay.
It's a tricky little course though, isn't it?
It's really hard. Actually, I had a sneaky sort of twilight hit of the ball last night, and I never hit one of the greens. It's so difficult to go on the greens, but I think everybody who's played here seems to say the same thing. It's a really hard little course.
Now, your nickname is to be the chosen one. Was that for your football or for your golf, David?
Well, after that shot, I think it was they got it wrong. It should have been the golf, I think, after that shot there. But we're enjoying the day, and actually the weather's staying good as well just now.
Let's talk about stuff close to your heart. Who's going to win the Premier League this year?
I think it's interesting. I think Manchester City and Liverpool still look favourites ahead of all the other teams. But I think there's been a stability at both Man City and Liverpool where they've not made too many new incomings, so most people have an idea of what their team's going to look like. But I think the other teams, Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham, I think it's going to be exciting seeing how their teams develop. You know, do they get them ready to play immediately? Does it take a month or two for a lot of the players to settle?
I mean, watching some of the footballers playing golf this week, I think they spent far too much time playing golf and not training, don't you?
Well, it was always in years gone by, golf was always the footballer's hobby. You know, in your day off you used to play golf. I think it's actually, sadly, it's less so nowadays. I do, but you're right. There is some amazing footballers who are also very good golfers. If I get the birdie, will you film it? If I miss the birdie, leave it out.
All right.
Right, okay.
Cheers.
OK, David, it's a deal, but what a tee shot to a hole that has brought some pros to their knees over the years. David Moyes, then, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Because it's in the show. It's a birdie. Well played, David Moyes.
After the break, the conclusion of the second Celebrity Amateur Golf Day with more big names in action. Our intrepid on-course reporter / acting caddy meets Gail Ems.
Yeah, I thought you were selecting a club there.
It's going to be too windy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not going to work.
This is why I don't play golf.
And the rain will not stop play at the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship, right here on Sky Sports.
Champion speakers sponsor the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship coverage.
Welcome back to the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championships.
Ladies European Tour pro Insi Mehmet is making her debut at this year's event, and she caught up with Cromwell course owner Rick Cressman to discuss the success of the British Par 3 Championship at Nalcott Hall.
Rick, what is it about this tournament that is so unique? In my opinion, this is probably one of the toughest Par 3 courses in the country, if not in the world.
We really feel that we've created something that shows that this is a game that's for everyone. Golf's not just an exclusive sport, it's inclusive for everyone. So we think that's the most special thing about the whole event.
Right, and if you look at the field, we've got men, women, young kids, older men. What is it about that in particular that you look forward to every year?
Well, I think the joy of having, major champions from the past like Tony Jacklin and Paul Lawrie and Ian Woosnam, Michael Campbell, Larry Loretti is fabulous. But we've also got the youngsters. We have now a Monday qualifier for a junior player to get into play with the pros. We've also this year, as well as the girls, we love to see you here, we've also got our first ever amputee disabled professional player playing in the event. It's just a real mix that shows the game can be played by everyone from the same place, from the same mat to the same green. There's nothing stopping everyone. It's golf for all. No advantage. It's not a game of strength. This is a tournament that really shows that golf is a game of skill. As Tony Jacklin says, this is all the fiddly bits that makes winners.
I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's get back to the action with Simon Golding.
Thanks, Incy. Well, squally winds and heavy rain showers blasted the players on the Cromwell course during the afternoon sessions. But to quote the great Freddie Mercury, the show must go on.
I'll see where this goes and hope for the best. Okay, that's fine. That'll do. Whoa, go,
That was a good shot. Right, we'll do a walking fast interview.
All right.
So, Gail.
Yes.
I was going to say how much you enjoy playing this course. Do you?
No.
At all?
Yes, I love the punishment, the pain.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The pain of playing while getting drowned at the same time. It's always good fun. Yeah. It is one of the hardest courses you ever get to play. So I think that for that point of view,
the holes are very short though, Gail, aren't they?
Yes. So good at my golf. Look at the state of us. What are we doing?
This isn't quite the interview I expected, but Gail, right.
Well done, Roger. Now back to the course. And local boy, former Aston Villa midfielder Lee Hendry. Long birdie opportunity on the third green, playing for Team Carlsberg. Looks like he could just walk straight back onto a football pitch and start stringing those wonderful passes together again, doesn't it? Decent par for Hendry. Back to Mr. Goodman for Team KP Snacks, lining up the putt for Simon Price to save par. That's a good putt. That's a very good putt. Net birdie then in the end for Simon. Highest scorer for this team on the day. Irish pop superstars Keith Duffy and Brian McFadden used to be in opposing bands, but now tour and sing together and play a lot of golf together all over the world. Very different lifestyle these days.
Back in 20 years ago when we started off in our career, we used to love to party. So you'd end up spending a lot of time lying in bed the next day. We're not able for that anymore, we're too old. So now we go to bed early and we try to get up and play golf and enjoy wherever we are.
So how often do you manage to get out on the golf course?
Pretty much every day. I played in the Ladies Scottish Open Pro-Am last week, and I played with Rory McIlroy a couple of weeks before in the Scottish Men's Open Pro-Am, so I play a lot of Pro-Ams. Yeah. I should really be working, shouldn't I?
But you know what? There's an old saying that you drive for show and you putt for dough. On this course, it's pitch and putt, so it's the tough part. It's the dough part of the show and dough. You don't have to drive, you have to worry about that type of stuff. And it makes you realise that you can't just hit a ball onto a green and putt. It sounds easy. Yeah. It's not easy.
It definitely isn't easy, as Daniel Morgan from Team Birdseye has found out at 3. A reload on the tee for him under the watchful eye of their celebrity Franklin Stevenson. His team vying for top spot, and every shot counts from here on in. That'll do nicely. Back to the 9th, and Steve Grills from Taifu Party playing alongside film star Ollie Phelps. And a great tee shot. I think the pros will be happy with that one. That's a belter. Just under the camera tower, Joe Lazelle chipping out of the light rough. That's another absolute screamer. What a shot. That's a net eagle for Joe. 4 valuable points for his team. Morgan going for the save. And he's got it. Stunning golf from Team Birdseye. That's a 6-point hole between Joe and Daniel. Well played, Ben. And talking of well played, very good golf for David Moyes at the 2nd hole, being rather modest about his play at the tournament this year. He's made a marvellous debut as the former Manchester United and Everton manager, and another superb shot. He's got that ball on a string, you know. A little chip from Ollie Phelps, and he'll be very pleased with that one at the 9th. Crowd enjoying it as well. And David Moyes for a birdie to add yet more points to this team score and his individual score. Not quite on this occasion, but it's been a very, very good day's golf from Moyes.
So the winner of the 2nd individual Celebrity Amateur Golf Day title was David Moyes, who dropped just 1 shot on his 9 holes, finishing with 20 points. Ollie Phelps and Taifu Party claimed the team title with 42 points from their shortened round. Confirmation then, topping the leaderboard were Taifu Party, a point clear of Franklin Stevenson's Team Birdseye. Tiger Foods in 3rd place with 40 points, and a cluster of teams scoring 38 and 37 points, despite some difficult weather conditions during their rounds, concluding the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship for 2019. And at the end of the competitions, the players and their guests enjoyed the lavish black tie gala dinners hosted by Tony Jacklин's CBE. There was wonderful entertainment with cabaret, including comedian Bobby Davro.
And the 3rd one, he goes in and during his speech he comes out and he goes, "Who's Ian Woosnam?"
And the charity auction hosted by Derek Redmond raised valuable funds for Rainbow's Hospice for children and young people. The champions received their prizes, including Team Taifu Party with Steve Grills, Tom McCarthy and Kev Johnson, who took to the stage to receive their awards from Tony Jacklин's CBE. And all that remains is a little time to enjoy the other highlights of the British Par 3 Celebrity Amateur Championships of 2019. Crash helmets on, everyone. Oh, well played, everyone. We'll see you again next year.
Champion Speakers sponsor the Farm Foods British Par 3 Championship coverage.